Hello, everyone. Good morning from my time zone here in Toronto, Canada. We are here today to discuss Edo State politics, and I have with me all the way from Abuja, Chief Dr. Billy Osawaru is currently running for the Edo State House of Rep. Hello, sir. You are welcome to the program today, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Natman, for having me.
So we know that you are currently running for the Edo State House of Rep, and moreover, you are a chief. You know, to be a chief in the Benin Kingdom is a very prestigious position. So first of all, we'll discuss about your chieftaincy title before we dive into your political affiliation in the state. Tell us more about your chieftaincy title. Go ahead.
All right, thank you very much, Natman. Yes, I'm a chief. I'm a proud one of that from the great Benin Kingdom, the Obazumawa of Benin. Yes, I belong to the Rawunogbe arm of the palace. We have two broad categories of chiefs in the palace, but I belong to the Weibo department in the palace. Yes, like I said before, my title is Oba Zunwa Benin. That means the Oba is the one that bestows prosperity on you. That is what that title means. And as Benin's, you completely understand what that means. It's a blessing for you to know the Oba, so he can bestow prosperity on you. It's a prayer that we all pray to always have. So that is the title I have in the palace. And this title was actually given to me by, you know, Obaye of blessed memory,
Hmm.
Albert Okbe. And it's been about 8 years now that I've been holding that title. And it's something I love, and it's something I admire every day, even why? Because I actually got that title before I became 40. So uh, is not everybody, that really wants something like that that can get it. So I can consider myself very lucky. So yes, as you know, as a palace chief, we are there not just to serve the Oba, but to serve the whole of the Benin Kingdom. And being also a diaspora, not a lot of people again are that lucky, to have the kind of title I have. And I'm so lucky that every time, or most of the times, you actually need our Oba, for maybe very different functions outside of the kingdom. Our Oba is not the ones you always see regularly outside, but a lot of people want him to be there. So we are some of those chiefs that you will see, representing our Oba. And there are a lot of functions and responsibilities that come with those chiefs. So that is why I say, whatever we are doing for the Oba, we are doing for the kingdom and the people. So we are already serving, we are used to serving the people of the kingdom. Again, my title, most people will say because of my age and the title I hold in the kingdom, they always assume is a hereditary title. For your information, it's not a hereditary title. But again, my father was the Onyemesuki of Benin Kingdom, also an Iwebu, and his title was hereditary. There was no way I could inherit his title because I have an elder brother, actually two. So the oldest in the family usually would take the hereditary title. So the Onyemesuki of Benin Kingdom is currently held by my elder brother, uh, who also resides in the UK, but we are always home because he's always, anytime there is a call for duty, we don't have any choice, especially as Ilawunogbe's, from the kingdom, you are required to always answer the call to duty. So for me, I'm always, in Nigeria almost every other month. But whenever the palace calls, I don't have any choice. I always have to be there. So again, is as a chief from the Rawunobi part of the palace, is not everything that we do that I can actually share out in the public.
Mm.
Why? Because the Rawunobis, those are the ones that actually hold the secret of the kingdom. And the Benin Kingdom, why it has survived, this long, is because we have a lot of checks and balances, okay, in the kingdom. And we have a lot of secrets that cannot be divulged because that actually helps, our king, to rule for this long, because when you have your secrets out there, people can actually take advantage of that, and so the kingdom remains one. The kingdom, of course, as a Benin person, you understand the first thing we have is our culture and our tradition. So, because of those things that we hold, the kingdom will remain. So, you can say the Nubes are actually the ones that they have background checks done before they can be admitted into that part of the palace. And how do you get your background check done? Because your lineage, must have been in the palace for a long time. So if your grandfather was there, your father was there, then it is assumed that yes, and they are served meritoriously. The children, can easily be admitted, into the noble part of the palace, which either like those departments I just mentioned can be Iwebo, Iwegwa, Ibiwe, and Iwase. So that is just because of that, they are very careful who they admit into those parts of the kingdom. So that is what I'll be able to share with you at this point. And whatever you might want to know that I'm not able to share with you, please forgive me. Just thank you.
Interesting. We all know that the chieftaincy titles in the Benin Kingdom are very prestigious. And the titles are not given to feeble minded people. We know that. It's not very cheap in Benin to be bestowed with a chieftaincy title. And you were very young when the Oba bestowed you with this chieftaincy title. What do you think motivated Oba Erediawa to give you this title?
Well, like I said, my father was already in the palace. If you can still hear me, it was the Onyensuki of Benin. It was the Onyensuki of Benin Kingdom. And that actually, because my dad was in the palace, the king, got to know about the children. Anytime we visit and we were very close to the palace, or anytime my dad would have maybe some form of celebration or that. And he, like our Oba Erediawa, he used to ask a lot of questions. He will want to know who you are, what do you do for a living and all that. So he kind of took some interest in me, and as one of those, of course, whenever you get close to people, there's always a favorite. So I would say probably I became his favorite when it, comes to maybe my father's kids when we used to go to the palace. Not that I didn't like everybody, he loved all of us, but he took a special interest in me, after having some conversations with me and all that. And at some point, I used to lead a delegation of Chamber of Commerce when I ran the Benin International Chamber of Commerce in Atlanta, Georgia. I used to take our members around the world, and we visited Benin some few times, and we paid a visit to the palace. So he was really, really, excited, to see me being able to do that, as a child that could still remember home. Bringing people from the Chamber of Commerce means one thing: investors, right? If they see what they like, they can invest, And he was very impressed, and he said, "Well, I shouldn't go too far from the palace. That he would want to see me one day close to him, being by his side." And I was again, like I said, that was a privilege, for that. Of course, then my dad was still alive. As you know, the Benin Kingdom, our culture is there's no way I could have been a chief while my father was still alive, being a chief. So, of course, after that, I knew something like that was going to happen. So, when my father passed and the opportunity came, he sent for me, to come take up this title. And I've been playing that role since that time. And he was impressed, till his last day. And again, as somebody from Iwebu, we are highly trained, should I say, specially trained to handle certain things. So I think I can say I've been good at my job. So that's why till now I'm still there as the Obazu of Benin. So
Wow. During the Christmas period, during this last Igwe festival, we saw some of your videos surfaced on social media. I was very impressed when I saw the video. Very, very interesting. So I'm going to play one before we will discuss about your political affiliation. I want the audience to see you when you paraded the streets of Benin to the Oba Palace. Very interesting. Yes, I hope the audience saw that. Very interesting. So, what happened during the parade to the Oba Palace? Tell us more.
actually, that was Iguoba, Eddie Guoba.
Mm,
Yes, it's the day when the Oba himself is, carrying out the Igbo festival, and all title chiefs are, required to come felicitate with him and pay homage. What you saw right there was myself and maybe two other chiefs, the Omba of Benin Kingdom and Ayoba of Benin Kingdom.
mm,
We were on our way to the palace to pay homage to the king. It was a good day. As you could see, everybody was excited.
mm.
That was what you saw there. We went there. That was on the way to the palace, and it was very nice. We enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Have you been doing it yearly, or is just your
Yes,
first time parading the streets
yes,
to?
yes. We do this yearly as chiefs. Actually, it's not every year the Oba will open up. There's what we call Ugienaki.
Mm,
The Oba has the option to either, have this ceremony that is open or it can be closed. So since we have been having a closed ceremony where we do everything inside the palace because of the COVID-19 and some other things, that were going on in the palace, it has always been a closed ceremony. So this was one of those open ceremonies that you saw our chiefs out there, in that procession. So it's not every year you will see it. So we always pray to have Ugienaki, which is the open ceremony. So our people can felicitate with us and we have the opportunity to go out there and pay homage to our king.
mm. Interesting. So let's quickly dive into your political affiliation in Edo State. Is the Oba aware of your political stand in the states? Have you
Well, of
told?
course, as his chief, there's nothing I would do without letting him know. So he's aware. And,
Is aware of it, right?
yes, he is.
Okay. So yeah, tell us your motivation as a chief. Like what I said earlier, it's a very prestigious position. Why are you still vying for a political position in the state with this your big portfolio already in Edo State, and you live in the United States? You are very successful. Tell us your motivation.
Well, like I said, is can I say I was already a politician before becoming a chief, right? Because I started politics right from student union days. Okay, it's been a passion for me. Anything that calls for service is where you will find me. I grew up being a Boy Scout. I took myself to join the Boy Scouts when I was very little, and it was passion for service. Anywhere you volunteer, as you well know, Boy Scouts is where they volunteer, voluntary organization. If you want to, serve your people, I've always been that person. So from Boy Scouts, to college days, and I got into politics. Initially, I didn't know what that was when I was a Boy Scout. Somebody that always want to serve his people, right? And that was what I used to do. Even when I was in secondary school, I used to belong to all these different groups like debate society, and the lead club, all that stuff. Why? Because I always wanted to be there. Anytime you call on somebody to serve in whatever category, I always want to be there. So when I got to college, I started, going out there and I saw that, okay, this was what they call politics, right? Always the one that will bring himself, to serve the others. And that has always been, man, it's been a passion. So when I, got to the US, like I said before, doing my master's, I was in student union. The only time I was not in politics in school was when I was doing my doctorate. Okay, probably because of the workload. Because I started my doctorate when I was already, running my own, financial service business. And I was running my own brokerage. It was not easy. And as a family man as well. So I'm sure I didn't have a whole lot of time, maybe more in my hands. If not, I would still be there. But I was still able to work with other politicians. When Barack Obama ran for president, I was one of his volunteers for free. I was trained. I was one of those people that would go knock on doors. I knocked on doors to bring people out, to come vote. Actually, on the day of election, I was one of those volunteers that would take his car to go pick up people from the house to the police station. After voting, I bring them back to the house. So that was how passionate I've always been in politics. So again, people will always say, you are this passionate. People know you. Why don't you run elections in the US? Well, the truth is, I've seen the US as the place where the institutions work. The US, I will say the US does not need me as much as Nigeria needs me. When you come back home like this, the passion I have for my motherland, I mean, would not just allow me to do that back there because I've seen that is a place where they have their institutions work. So, I mean, it can always take care of itself at this stage. US is more than 250 years old. But Nigeria, maybe, we are still very young. And we know a lot of the challenges we've been having is by having all these institutions, to work, and have the good leadership that we have right now. Nigerians are very good people. They are great people, very creative, resourceful. Anything that is good, you can associate or identify with Nigerians. But the only thing I think we are still not there yet, I don't want to say is lacking, it's just that the leadership has not gotten to the level we want it to be. And some of us feel like we have something to offer. Not that I feel, I know I have something to offer because based on my track record. So that passion is what I brought back home. And I said, I need to run, for office because power is never given, power is taken. This is not my first journey. This is not my first attempt. This is my fourth attempt. Okay,
Really?
so yes, I've run for the House of Assembly 3 times. Okay. The first 2 times, of course, the way it works, I was stepped down. Of course, trying to be a good party man. I listen, worked with them. But again, you would expect the same people that step you down to call you tomorrow, knowing that you can deliver. I say, well, it's your turn to go deliver, but that never usually happens. You still have to come back. The passion I have is what keeps bringing me back to want to, do this again. Because I know that if you are consistent and persistent, whatever you want, you will surely get it. So that passion is what brings me here. What I want to do here is just to serve. That is all.
Hmm. And you are currently running for Mode
Yes.
and Oriomo. Is it the same?
Yeah.
Is it? Is
No,
it?
there are two. Yeah, there are two local governments that make up a federal constituency. For the House of Reps. So Wode is one of them. Orion is another.
Okay, it's two
Yes.
together. Yeah. So, do you have a position right now, or you are the only one running for this position?
Oh well, without mentioning names, yes, I have. I have some oppositions. So, but everyone is welcome to the race.
How many seats are vacant are there in the House of Rep?
Well, when
Maybe
you say vacant, I'm not sure what you mean, but when we see this occupied as we speak
somebody
right now.
maybe somebody is watching right now, might be thinking of also running for a position. You never know. Let's inspire others, mostly the younger generation, to engage in the Edo State politics. So, is there any seats vacant right now in the House of Rep?
Well, I don't think any seat is vacant. Well, the only time you have a seat vacant is probably when somebody passes. I'm not sure if somebody between last night and this morning,
Mm.
uh, a lawmaker died. So, but I know, as far as I know, all the seats are occupied. But there will be, I'm sure there will be vacancy from next year when after the elections, and that's why we are all running.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. After the election, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Do you have anybody, maybe somebody well grounded in the Edo State politics supporting you right now? Because you know that we have to call a spade a spade. In Nigeria, you need the political cabal to back you up when you are running for any political seats. We know that. So, do you have anybody right now in Edo State?
Well, I'll say I have everybody, right? Well, yes, yeah, with the leaders, I'm doing very good. If you opportune to talk to our political leaders in Orion or Model, they are great men and women. Yes, I can tell you, I mean, they are good books. There's no man without enemy, but as far as I know right now, I don't have any. But
Mm,
maybe there might be some that, unless they say it out, but I'll tell you, I mean, they are good books, and I'm favored, by them as well. And when it comes to the structure, the people on the ground, when you come to the field, I'm even more popular, among the people. So I think this time is my time. I feel good about it. I've never lost an election. It's just that intrigues. It's been some intrigues. Like I said before, it's always been a case of, hey, can you step down for somebody? After doing your campaign,
mm, mm.
they say, hey, can you just wait, for next time? So that has always been the case. So it's not like I've been running and losing. But this time, I think. With the relationship I have with the people on the ground and the leaders, uh, everything looks good, and I'm sure I will get it.
Think you surely deserve it. With your portfolio, you are such
Thank you.
a charismatic leader and everything. I think you deserve it. And we are
Thank
all
you.
behind you. We are praying for you. And you will succeed
Thank you very much.
by the
I
power of
think
our ancestors. Our
the,
Oba never
the,
made mistake. For the Oba of Benin, Oba Rediawa, to bestow you with that chieftaincy title, and the chieftaincy title right now really resonates with you, with all your successes, your leadership skills. We want you to use that to impart those states. And we are looking forward for
thank
you
you.
to this election. And we are behind you. We are praying for you. So
Thank
do
you
you have
very much.
anything to tell the audience today before we wrap up?
Well, all I want to say is let's continue to be good Nigerians that we are, resourceful Nigerians. Let's continue to fight. Let's be consistent, persistent. We shouldn't give up on Nigeria. It's a great country. It's going to continue to be a great country. No matter what we see that is not going well today, we have traveled far and wide. These things happen everywhere. There's no one place, you don't have good, bad, and ugly. So we shouldn't give up on Nigeria, as a country. I live in America. America is a great country, the greatest country I've seen so far. And we just pray that one day we are not just only going to be praying for Nigeria to be like that, but we are going to work hard to see that Nigeria, one day will look like that too. So our people don't really have any need to want to go there and stay. So I'm reaching out to all our people. Hey, I know it's not easy. A lot of people want to shy away from politics. They call it dirty game. But trust me, like I said before, power is not given, it's taken. Everybody cannot run for office. If you can't run for office, support somebody that's running for office. Because there are people that are passionate to want to go really grab the power and do the right thing by their people. But the people there should support those kind of people. It's not all about the money, but it's all about what you can give, what you can offer. So I'm sure I'm well suited for that office right now. I need everyone to come on board. Let's, all hands be on deck, and let's go deliver for Nigeria and
And
Edo State.
yes, thank you. I saw that you are running under APC platform.
Yes,
Over
yes.
these years, APC political party has been experiencing lack of internal democracy in the state. So what is going on right now? Is it? I don't know if they have already settled their conflicts. We saw obvious division among the APC members, the EPM and the other faction of the APC. That have been following this those state election for a very long time now. So, is there any unity going on right now between the
Oh,
members?
yes. APC is the most unified party as we speak. Yes, it's true that some of those things happened way around 2019 when we were preparing for the governorship election. Of
Mm,
course, remember, it's always like that. You're always going to have the primaries, right? Before the primaries, you're going to have different people vying for that office. Only one person can go. But now people will belong to those different aspirants. But after the primaries, everybody will usually will come back again to work for the candidate of the party. So APC, since after our elections, we have been one party. We've been waxing stronger. If you do your research very well, you find out right now in Edo State we are having PDP members crossing over to APC, even though we are not in government in Edo State right now. So it's kind of very strange for you to find people from the ruling party, moving to an opposition party. So whether it's in Esako, is in Orion, we've been having people crossing over. As I'm talking to you right now, we have PDP members getting ready to dump the party and move to APC in Orion today, as I'm speaking to you right now. And our honorable member, doing very well right now. Right Honorable Patrick Castleware will be there to receive them. And this is going to continue. So it's going to happen in Uhode, it's going to happen in Ovia, it's going to happen all over the state. So why do you think people will be moving from PDP to APC right now? It's because there's unity in APC, right? And that is what we're going to continue to do. And that's where we are. APC is one party right now.
yeah, because we saw that lack of unity really devastated the party, especially in 2019 during the election period. We were all surprised that what's going on? How come we have that many factions of APC? It's good that they have united. That's what we want to hear. Thank you so much, sir, for today's interview. We are looking forward for your winning. The winning, that is what we will come back here to come and celebrate. When is the election, sir? Hello?
February of 2023, but the primaries will be sometime this year, middle of this year.
Oh, the primary. Wow. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So the
There has to
primary,
be primaries before general elections.
okay. In the primary, they're going to select their favorite,
Yeah,
right?
that's where we will get one person to represent, to carry the flag of the party.
Oh, okay. The primary is tougher, right?
Yes, yes.
We wish you the best. We wish you the best, sir.
Thank you
Thank
very much, Nekme. And I want to thank you too for being one. I just won one supporter today, and that's you. So it's good for you to be in my corner. How about that?
Anybody will be impressed with your portfolio in the Benin
Thank
Kingdom.
you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You have a nice day.